Good morning, everyone. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Only a Newsday, a new vision for a new Penn Station. Back in April, the Trump administration took over efforts to transform Penn. Now there are several competing proposals. Some aim to remove all or part of Madison Square Garden. Others focus on maximizing train capacity. When work begins and how much it would cost depends on which proposal is chosen. Bruce Blakeman is beating his opponent when it comes to campaign fundraising. Nassau's county executive pulled in just under $2 million during the first 6 months of the year. That's according to a state filing. Democrat Seth Koslow raised nearly $434,000 during the same time frame. A coalition of 13 labor unions made up mostly of law enforcement employees endorsed Eric Adams' re-election bid for mayor. The city's biggest police union, the PBA, was not endorsed or has not endorsed any mayoral candidate. An oil leak discovered at Mill River in East Rockaway has stopped. Officials say an electric power cable leak spilled about 1,000 gallons of oil into the waterway. Crews are now working on repairs. Only a Newsday, a conservation success story. American oyster catchers are back to nesting on local beaches. The birds had been losing their eggs to predators.
Then we realized after a few years that the productivity was declining, and we wanted to know why. Biologists
say oyster catchers will keep creating nests if they lose their eggs. Checking out your Friday weather, that extreme heat has moved out of here just in time for the weekend. We're looking at a pretty sunrise here at Tiana Beach in Hampton Bays. Highs are in the 80s today across much of the island with mostly sunny skies and a bit of a breeze. There is a chance of rain for this weekend, so keep the umbrella handy. No rain in sight for the start of your work week and beyond. We're sunny and dry until Thursday.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Sun Nation Energy, helping Long Island homes and businesses save with solar for over 20 years.
Only a Newsday. It's been 29 years since the crash of TWA Flight 800. A group of dedicated Long Islanders made a memorial in Suffolk, even more meaningful to victims' families. Newsday's Virginia Huey has their story.
Nestled in the dunes of Smith Point Beach, the TWA Flight 800 International Memorial stands as a poignant tribute to the 230 people killed in one of America's worst aviation disasters. A sacred place of remembrance made even more beautiful by the people who maintain it.
Cleaning the wall off, taking all the dust off of it.
Christopher Carubia and fellow program participants from independent group home living pour their hearts into every task, whether it's keeping the memorial spotless or brimming with flowers.
Loosen it up, get the roots. Good job.
From petunias to daisies and begonias, Kevin Arachi helps grow all the plants from seed at Smile Farms in Moriches.
I think it's wonderful and pretty and beautiful, and I love it.
It's for just, the people who died. Flight 800.
Christopher has helped care for the memorial since it was unveiled 23 years ago. He finds a sense of purpose in honoring the lives lost and the families left behind.
I want them to know that we're thinking of them. And we're just kind of giving them peace to come down here and look at all the plants that we just planted over there.
What makes Christopher and the rest of the group exceptional is that they all have special needs. It's their unique abilities and perspectives that make their contributions to the memorial so valuable.
They're not showing the world that there are people with disabilities. They're showing the world that there are people with abilities.
After TWA Flight 800 exploded and crashed into the ocean off East Mauritius on July 17, 1996, IGHL provided support services for the families during the search and recovery operation. The nonprofit also paved the way for construction of the memorial and its maintenance.
We came up with the idea and pitched it to the families in 1998 that we have a group of people that might be able to help. It will support them and also give them some meaningful work in the community.
The impact of the program participants' efforts is most deeply felt by the families of the 230 victims, especially on every anniversary of the tragedy.
There was beautiful souls. They left us too young.
Maria Toscano of Shirley lost her niece, Virginia Pelez Holst, and her husband, Eric Holst.
They do a wonderful job. Beautiful. The way they work, they do with love.
A love seen and felt in a place that never forgets. For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Virginia, thank you. To read more about this story on Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Newsday at the movies. Today we're reviewing a must-watch for any Billy Joel fan. Part 1 of a 2-part documentary airs tonight. Here's Newsday film critic Rafer Guzman.
Think you know everything about Billy Joel? A new HBO documentary produced by one of his oldest friends might tell you something new. I'm Rafer Guzman, film critic for Newsday. Let's take a look at Billy Joel and So It Goes.
I think music saved my life. It gave me a reason to live.
I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life.
This is a 2-part, 5-hour documentary produced by Steve Cohen, Joel's lighting designer and creative director for more than 50 years. He calls it, quote, a look under the hood. Directors Susan Lacey of American Masters and Jessica Levin got famous names like Paul McCartney and Bruce Springsteen to talk, but they also sat down with figures from Joel's painful past, including former wife Christy Brinkley and former wife Elizabeth Weber, who was also Joel's manager in the 1970s. Levin, the co-director, said those who spoke with her understood that this movie was, quote, for posterity. Joel himself speaks in unprecedented detail about his suicide attempts, his first marriage, and reconnecting with his estranged father. If you want to know the meaning behind songs like Stiletto or Vienna, you'll want to watch Billy Joel and So It Goes. For Newsday TV, I'm Rafer Guzman.
To read more of Rafer's review on Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Feed Me is brought to you by Sarant Cadillac.
I have been whining for decades about how local restaurants don't serve local fish. But this restaurant, Minnow at the Galley Ho, not only serves local fish, it catches its own fish in this bay.
So let me see what we have here.
Porgy galore.
Porgy galore. Blowfish. So this cannot be fresher than that we are doing now.
Now we caught a lot of dogfish.
Ceviche, a seared fillet, crudo, fried fillets almondine, but they all have one thing in common.
Oi, more dogfish.
They're all made with dogfish.
The same fish in so many different ways.
This should be on every menu. I saw this guy swimming like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, and now you're eating.
Yeah.
It's a beauty, no?
Yeah,
it's
I am top of the food chain. Erica, you've never looked lovelier. I do like orange. Fisherman John DeVello mans Minnow's Pound Trap. His crew usually leaves shore at 4:30 a.m. to arrive before the sun does.
You want to get there before it's light.
Really? Why's that?
Because the birds get in the net and they eat all the squid and butterfish and stuff out of the net.
We prevailed upon him to leave a little later to accommodate us landlubbers. They use a type of fishing gear called a pound trap.
There's no bycatch from it, so everything that you don't want lives. If it's too little, we just throw it back and it swims away. The other advantage is you don't have to fish it. If the weather's bad for a couple days and you can't get to it, it's fine, the fish are going to be in there.
If I might translate this into pasta, The pound trap is like a colander in the sea, and the fish are like macaroni. Once you strain the fish out of the water, you use a landing net, think slotted spoon, to transfer them to the boat.
Today we caught some fluke, a weak fish, some blowfish, some sand sharks, and some porgies.
Today's catch is delivered to the kitchen. Tomorrow, DeVello and his crew will head out to the pound trap and see what new treasures have wandered in overnight. For Newsday TV, I'm Erica Marcus.
Find more places to eat fresh fish on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. You can see more on these stories on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other services you see right here. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Have a happy Friday. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you Monday.